All right, welcome everybody back to the channel for something brand new here. Hope you enjoy this. Ringside Rhetoric, or Ringside Report, whichever one you want to go by, but this is going to be something completely different than anything we've ever done here on the channel, so I hope you guys get involved with this. You can check out the scroll below to get an idea how that's going to work out for you. If you want to be part of the conversation, then all you've got to do is get on PlayStation Network. At the moment, that's the format and the platform I'm using. And if you're not already added me, then you can add me as a friend. It's old school WWF, the same way you see it in the scroll below. Send me a message and let me know that you'd like to be part of the conversation. And then during the highlights that we're going to be running here, I'll bounce over there, open up the party chat, and let you in. I don't want to have an open party chat where just people randomly jump in and start saying stupid stuff. So that's how we're going to try this out. It's going to take a little work to get this thing the way I really want it. But, hey, what the heck? We're going to give it a shot and see where we end up. All right, so Ringside Rhetoric is going to be different because it's going to have nothing to do with 2K video games. What it's going to have to do with are the promotions that I am currently watching, and I'm happy to say there are multiple ones now because I'd stopped watching all wrestling for a long time. And at this point in time, I'm looking at the lesser-known or lesser-watched programs and finding that there's still some really good value in some of that stuff. Some better than others, and I just recently got turned on to an entirely new experience, and that's the one we're going to kick this off with. So I'm going to try and do this once a week and basically recap the weekend wrestling that I watch. So with that all in mind, and the chat's supposed to be popping up on the screen, and it's not, so I'm not too sure why that's not working. But that'll have to be fixed for the next stream, unfortunately. Thunderstruck. What's going on here? Let's probably switch over. Let's try. 1, 2, 3. There we go. All right, we're going to kick things off. Talking about an organization that a lot of people are not going to be aware of, and it's called the IPW, Impact Pro Wrestling. Not the Impact crap that we know here. Know and hate. This is from New Zealand, of all places. And they've got some interesting stuff going on. I'm early on just kind of catching up with them, so I'm going back to the earliest episodes I can find. So some of the stuff I'm reporting on here may be old news by now for any of you that have already checked them out. You can watch them on Fight. If you don't have that app, I highly suggest you go and get that. It's been really cool. Easy way to get pay-per-views, to save them, to have them anywhere you go and watch them. So I look back at the all-in pay-per-view and stuff like that I got on my DVR box, and as soon as that DVR box quits working on me, then I lose that $50 and the ability to ever watch it back again if I so wanted to. However, with Fight, it's always there. It's kind of like Netflix or something where if you've bought the video, it's always available to you. So Fight is a good app to invest in my opinion. Let's talk about IPW, shall we? And I'm going to have to shoot over to the chats occasionally here because they're not popping up on the screen the way they're supposed to, and I apologize for that. So we start things off with what I thought was a tremendously strong build for a character. This is Jamie, I'm going to get his last name right eventually, Takadadashi, if I got it right. And at this point in time, he's 539 days undefeated, and it's like, that's how you build a monster. That's how you build a super champion, and that's what they did. So we're going to take a look at moments from this one. He's going up against this young guy here, the Falcon. And I like what they're doing here. It's like they refer to him as the whole Falcon show. So there's that little rub by borrowing or paraphrasing Rob Van Dam. And obviously it's going to be David versus Goliath, and those are always good matches. What I like about this already is there's no animosity here. These are guys with a history, mutual respect, and that's the way the match goes. What the hell's wrong with that? That seems to be the lost art. Not that it ever really was back in the day. God knows in the 80s it was all good guys and bad guys, and that was it. So it's nice to see several promotions that are actually stepping away from that now and offering us good guys against good guys, even villains against villains occasionally. That's a nice switch right there. So we start off looking at the women's division, and it's hard to call it that because the one on the bottom is actually a dude just pretending he's a girl. So whether it's a light roster or another one of these individuals that thinks they're a woman, that it just never works for me, and it never will. However, the young lady gets the win there, and it wasn't a great match. I'll be honest with you, it was kind of sloppy. But again, the finish was strong. Here we take a look at several highlights from different moments from their history, and again, they've got some talent.
Hello, everybody, and Falcon loves to finish matches with the shooting star.
All right, back into the ring. We've got some action. This is like, I cringed on this one. This is still the opening match. Some of these clips, unfortunately, got edited out of order again. I apologize. It'll get better as time goes by. They didn't get a clear shot of how bad he landed, but, man, he messed up. He got hurt. He ends up getting back in, finishing the match, and again, mutual respect at the end.
Bringing that sportsmanship as well, Steve. Love to see that good handshake between both competitors. And referee Lloyd Morgan showing us
somehow
what
we
it is
bounced
all
back to
about.
the intro. Like I said,
IBW
some of these
New
clips
Zealand
got messed around and out of order, so for that I apologize.
Sitting just below the surface there. I sat down for a cup of coffee and an interview with Falcon Kid, and he told me that he needs this more than anything.
Prime Time's in the house. Thank you for joining, sir. Appreciate you.
Jamie Tunga SA. Now that has burned within him since those days, but they are different men. As I'm sure you can agree, Dave. All
right, we're going to get a look at these two guys in action. You got the Falcon going up against Jamie Takadashi.
What may be the story of this matchup, the power of Jamie Tangata SA.
And I have a funny feeling we're going to be seeing the big man, as he calls himself there, here in one of the major promotions at some point in time.
Works around that if he can.
Oh, if you have not
he definitely has a certain Samoa Joe, Kevin Owens ability to him. He's got some pretty good moves as well. Here we got the Falcon on the top rope. Where else would you go up here? Falcon and no water in the pool when he lands.
Falcon Kid, and now Tangata SA springs into action.
That's all it takes. It's one mistake.
And that is his finisher. You might want to work on that. Basically, it's the attitude adjustment.
Wait a minute, Steve. No, he does not.
What?
But the foot was under the bottom rope, which I kind of like that. You know, normally you see people put their foot over the bottom or top rope or something like that at the last moment. Where in this case it was just under all the time, and you never see that, so you're not expecting a referee to stop the count until the leg actually comes up and goes over the rope. So it was a nice little, you know, what the fuck moment that worked.
From Falcon Kid. What's he thinking here?
See the Falcon trying to get all that weight up, and that's just not going to happen.
Oh my goodness!
You gotta be kidding me!
Well, he's got him up. Can he hold him? So there's a lot of sloppy spots. That's one of them.
Falcon Kid with
not all in this match, by the way, but throughout the night, as we show highlights again from different promotions from the past week, you're going to see that there are several cringe moments where it's like, damn, someone's like right there. You could have really hurt him bad with that one. If you don't have the range, don't hit the move.
What can he be looking for?
And again, from the top rope, he managed to pull it off. Didn't look good. I feel like it's really dangerous to be attempting moves on a guy that much bigger than you when you don't have the physical strength to control it.
I have never seen Jamie Tangata SA.
Fortunately, nobody got it.
I thought we couldn't see the new champion.
I thought he had him. Falcon Kid right there in that moment could have beaten the streak.
See the Falcon now going after the arm, trying to get the big man back up. Now these kicks look legit. At least the first couple did.
Shots to the side of the head.
He can feel it. I think we can
all feel it. Not for anything. If I'm
He's
being outweighed by 100+ pounds, I want to make sure. Nice cutter. I like that a lot. Tornado cutter off the turnbuckle. Now he's going to go up there one more time.
Right now. Jamie has no idea.
And the shooting star picture perfect connects Steve.
And this time he hits and still can't get the pin.
Oh my God. The big champ is fired up. I don't even know.
Now it's just a good old-fashioned slugfest.
But Falcon Kid meets him in the middle of the ring. Oh, pop up.
All good things come to an end.
Oh, Falcon Kid lands
or
on his
do
feet.
they?
This is incredible.
He
Going
calls
up
it the
there
War
again.
Hammer.
Oh,
And I've seen him do some
He can't
other
be this
pretty
strong.
strong
He can't be.
finishing pipe maneuvers, and I
He
think
can
he'd be
be.
better served using one of those.
He's done it.
Make sure you get over to the hard camera side. Nicely done.
Matchup, Steve.
And that is how that one wrapped up. So Jamie Takadashi, if I got the name right, I hope, maintains his massive win streak and continues on. Again, I'm going back to some of the earliest episodes, so I don't even know how long ago that was. But I'm trying to catch up now. So over the next few days, I'll be binging that a little bit. It's going to bring us up to our next offering here. Let me get this all queued up. That was IPW. Now we're going to go to Championship Wrestling from Hollywood.
Match scheduled for one fall.
This, for me, is
Introducing
always
first,
really
the
hit
team
and miss,
of
this
Ice
program.
Williams
There are some
and
parts of it that I
Ray
kind of like,
Rosas.
and others that I absolutely can't stand. And we're going to see both of those right here.
Kicking
in
things
this week's
off
highlight.
here with
This is the
tag
most
team
recent episode.
action.
I believe they bring theirs out on Wednesdays.
Ice Williams,
Obviously,
Ray
NWA is
Rosas.
Tuesdays later tonight.
Both competed in the PP3. Rosas.
I'm not entirely sure. I think it's Wednesday nights. And what he may have the right answer. Feel free to correct me.
There you see that dominant Hollywood Heritage champion
Here is Watts.
Watts.
This is the guy that they have
has
put their
held the title ever
money
since
on. He
the
has been
red
their champion
carpet
for a little
rumble.
while now. He's been
At
the
one
super
point,
powerhouse.
he was a
Problem
tag
is,
team champion all by himself. Is he going to
doesn't
go to
have
low?
it.
Oh, wait.
his in-ring work is not good.
Is he gonna be
introducing
Look is
their
not
opponents,
particularly
the
good.
team of
I
Jordan
haven't really
Clearwater
seen a lot of him on
and
the
the
mic, and
Hollywood
that's probably
Heritage
for a good reason.
champion, Watts.
Oh, great choice in my
I'm just,
estimation.
you know,
Clearwater,
I really feel like
a
this
semi-finalist in the
big
PP3
step
tournament, and
below
he's got a
NXT,
whole lot
going
of
back to
history
way back in
with
NXT when
Ray
he was
Rosas.
in,
You think by
Championship
Clearwater
Wrestling from
shades of
Florida.
the red carpet rumble there, and gets
Florida
trucked
Championship Wrestling,
by
and
the
then they're
Heritage
going to
champion.
Change it up a little bit.
I don't think
So,
Rosas got
again,
the
you'll
license
see for
plate of
yourself.
that
I
back
mean, the
truck,
big man,
and Watts going to work.
he's a big man, but
Man hasn't even taken off his jacket yet. How fair is that?
there's just nothing.
You know how long the commercial break was, and Ray Rosas
He
still
has
was
no
taking
Vader,
his shot. He was
he's
taking
got
his
no
time. He was
Sid.
picking his moment.
Yeah,
and then
he's-
he's winning it, threw it all out the window.
and he's
Taking
not
his time,
that
all right,
green
now
anymore.
getting-
I mean,
taking
he's
for a
still
tour
in the
of the
rookie
corners.
stages, more or less.
Big measuring right hand
punch.
there by Watts. Williams gave everything he had. Maybe now we're
I
going to
don't
see
know.
some
I'm
double team
just
continuity. Well, not exactly.
sloppy. Real
Oh,
sloppy
my
right
goodness.
there.
Watts is such a beast. He's so powerful. He's so big.
I
so
have a hard
strong.
time getting behind Watts.
I would say that was a
Putting the
definite
belts on
mistake
him.
by Rosas and Williams right there.
They've got better talent,
And they might be both going for a ride.
and you can make the argument that
Breaking
they
down
don't
the
need
hands,
the belts
though,
on the better
and
talent.
avoiding
I just think that it doesn't
total
help them have it on this
devastation
guy.
for all. Just threw him to the wolves.
Did you see that? Oh, my goodness.
What a neck breaker there by Ice Williams. How impressive is this kid?
And now looking for the tag.
Makes
Ray
his
Rosas.
tag out to his
he
tag
took
team
flight for
partner.
a little while. And he is not in a
Look
hurry
at
to
this.
get
The
back
tag
there.
team breaking up already. That didn't last long.
Rosas.
Their first
Rosas
and last
doesn't want
match
any
together.
part of
Oh,
Clearwater.
the
There's the
kick to the
Midas
face.
touch. And will this youngster turn
And look
more
at
to
Watts
gold?
laying out on the apron. I mean, that's your champion. That's your super
The
big man.
following
And
contest is a
I'm sorry,
singles
I
match
just
scheduled for
have so many
one
issues
fall.
with the way they use him
Introducing
and
first,
whether or not he should be in this
representing
body. But not my decision to make.
Johnny
Except in my
Yuma.
version.
Now,
All right, we talked about the
Buddy.
characters that get on my nerves. This
Don't
dude
worry
is one
about
of
what
them. Listen to that
happened.
voice.
brothers fight, and then they make it up. You hug it out, B. All right? So we're going to go ahead and just pick ourselves up by our bootstraps.
Now, I totally
and you just
understand
go,
that's his
oh,
job
look
is
at
to piss you off,
this.
to, you know,
a
make
little,
you not
a
like
crabby
him.
rat. There's a crabby
don't like
rat
him for
in
the
the
wrong
ring.
reason.
I want you to put him on the bottom of that
It's so
boot
campy.
and
It
stomp
is
his
so
little eyes out.
1983.
All right,
It's
now,
like 83
yeah.
call, and they want your gimmick back.
Now, interesting here that the relationship seemingly continuing here with Buddy Royal and Howdy Price, as you'll recall, Buddy Royal
we
jumping
got
Levi
a member of the
Shapiro in
Bermans
the
going up
midst
against Royal
of a
here,
United
and
Television title matchup against
Let's see what
champion
kind of
Dan
wrestling action
Joseph,
we get out of these two
in
guys.
which
neither
Levi
one is
Shapiro,
immediately impressive.
you know,
in
would
stature.
not get that
But that
opportunity
doesn't
at the
always
title
mean
then,
everything.
and
Trying to get the crowd fired up. What is that?
that Levi Shapiro has
go
made
again.
himself to ringside here, and
It's okay. They're friends. They're off. Everybody's friendly here.
The old familiar distraction from ringside. Look at that.
Piro saying, I got my man right here, and Howdy Price. And the distraction is costing Buddy Royal, though. Precious
How long are you going
seconds
to ignore the
ticking
fact that you have an
away.
opponent in the ring?
Oh, no. Oh, he's going to
See,
steal
that's
it. He
what I'm
was
talking
going to
about.
steal it. Surprise,
That
surprise.
whole thing should have happened.
But Buddy Royal kicked out.
In less than 10 seconds.
Oh, Yuma thought he
Because who
had
the
put
heck
him
is going to
away.
stand there and talk to somebody for a
Could
minute
cheat his
and a
way
half?
out of this one. There's that hold. That's what he did to Shapiro. That's what he did to Shapiro. And he puts Yuma away.
Now there's an adult speaking.
All right, here's another one.
Look, Lacey Ryan's back. She must love getting beat up by you, Heather. How fun. Well, let's get right to it. Stipulation number 2.
So now we're going to get a look at the
Will
women's
be,
division, and I can tell you
one of you
my
has
early
to win
impressions are not
by
good at
using a
all
move
for
on
that.
top rope.
Considering how strong
Yeah.
the women's division has become in just about every
Well,
promotion.
Lacey seems fine with that. Using a maneuver
This
off the
is-
top rope. Well, Lacey Ryan's known for that.
Fine,
Not
fine.
good.
The second rope. The second rope. What?
A little bit of arguing here between those two. Heather Monroe's not excited about the
You
stipulation.
guys watch some of this for a bit and form your own opinion.
Okay, we got it. The stipulation for the second match is submissions only, dearie. Good luck.
You can see maybe
Once
a little
again, if you want to
frustration
comment
there on the
live
face
and
of
discuss
Lacey
any of the
Ryan
stuff
because
we're showing here, feel free. Get on the PlayStation Network, send me a message. It's
being come to the ring by
WWF.
Halston Body. She
I will
is the
invite you to
Killer
closed
Bay,
party chat,
Heather
and we can talk about what we're
Monroe.
seeing here.
certainly can't interrupt the introduction of the Killer Bay.
I appreciate that. Thank you, Kenley.
Can she defend this armbar? It looks to be in pretty deep. Halston Body trying to pull Monroe under the ropes and does.
Once
Come
again,
on.
we're
I don't know if he
bottom
saw
rope.
it. What do you mean he pulled her under the rope? What he did, he was obviously reaching for the
being
referee to
underneath.
let him know
So I
that
went
her
from
foot
saying
was
we don't
already
see it
under
often,
the
we
rope
see
the
it twice
entire
now
time.
in
Kenley.
two separate
Here's-
promotions.
Not my fault the referee is blind. It's not Halston Body's fault either.
You're telling me that the foot of Heather Monroe would have
kick.
broken the plane of the rope if it wasn't for Halston Body's interference. Now, a reverse
Kind of a
neck
rough
breaker
neck
there.
breaker. She really held
As
her
Heather
head pretty
Monroe, you
tight
can
there.
see it. The pins and needles taking effect, trying to get some feeling back in that arm. Rolls through. There it is.
Oh, there it
7-year
is.
stretch. It's locked in. Lacey
This is a
Ryan in
finisher.
big time
I mean, how
trouble here.
pathetic is it?
Center of the
All
ring.
this girl has to do is
Tap
scooch
again,
over
tap again. The referee didn't see the
to her
first
right,
tap. Go ahead and tap again,
that
Lacey
move
Ryan.
has no
This is
hold
it.
on it.
You
And
are
here she goes to
history.
prove it.
That's one of Heather Monroe's signatures.
it's
She's
not
won
a
so many
believable
matches
finisher.
with that.
And right now, the match was
And
supposed
Lacey
to be over. She
Ryan
went and
powering her way out of that devastating
essentially
submission
botched it, and now this
hold.
chick's gonna go
But the
after her
damage may
again.
be done, Jessic.
Heather Monroe is stalking her prey. Submission match is not just about that last submission hold. It is about wearing down your opponent the entire time. And you see that right now as
That
Heather
was the
Monroe
exact
goes
same
back
move that
to the
just
works,
failed, and
right
only this
back to
time
where
she doesn't think to
started,
roll out to
back
her
with
right
this
side.
7 stretch, and
Or she
Heather
does.
Monroe is now going to seal her
makes it
fate as
even
the winner
worse.
of this match.
She actually
Kenley.
does roll to the right
But the
side,
body
this time,
positioning, Lacey Ryan trying to kind of turn sideways here. She had to
already
fight her
facial, we
way
can see
out
the
of the
facial
hold
expression.
and
That's not
earn
really
it,
showing
unlike
pain.
Heather Monroe, who had the assistance early. Oh, she taps. Lacey
So
Ryan
again,
taps.
Told you. I told you.
Here is your
It's
winner,
not good.
Heather
It's not good.
Monroe.
But you may be asking, then why are you watching it? Well, I'm watching it because there's some stuff coming up
Pardon
here
my interjection.
that is. Now, this dude on the mic
What Russ
doesn't need a microphone.
Russ can't
because he
be
just
blamed
isn't
for
good
any
with
sort
one.
of thing that you
However,
want to throw at him.
I actually thought he was
hasn't-
pretty good with
he
his
hasn't done
in-ring
much
work.
of
Matthew,
anything. I'm
hello,
going to be
my
honest.
friend. How are you? So I
Adrian,
guess
this
the
is a
chat
little bit of
working.
a toxic
Let me
behavior from you.
organize it better.
And I believe that maybe the Soul Burners can take you on a retreat and maybe help you out with that.
No. Because now you're acting dumb. And see, Nico Marquez is trying to right his wrongs by giving me a title opportunity for those. And I
Can't
want
speak to everyone, but I'm doing
Yes.
all right. Hope you are as well.
I want that position of power. I got a partner. I got homies. Trust.
Saying he's going to get a
Trust.
shot at the tag team title.
He doesn't even have a partner, Kenley.
Hey, yo!
What?
All right, so Adrian Cuesta is one of their
Could it
young
be?
up-and-coming stars, and this kid can wrestle. He's
Oh,
decent.
no.
And
not,
now they're bringing
yes,
out one of their
not Andy
mainstays.
Brown.
The guy who's been around for quite some time in championship wrestling.
Yes.
This is Uptown Andy
Oh,
Brown. You've
Young
seen me feature
Fuego.
a creative wrestler
Young
that I made of
Fuego.
him here on the Nation
Welcome
Network.
to the winning
and
team.
he's got a
Oh,
new
now you
look
get the
going on, which I
nickname
really
right.
dig.
Fuego and
Grew the
Andy
hair
Brown.
out. Got
Well,
the,
you'll recall when
comb over thing.
Adrian Quest came up short
Got a cool T-shirt
in his
thing
bid
going
for the
on,
television
and
title.
can
Andy
wrestle.
Brown sitting
he's
there,
not the biggest
nonplussed
guy
on
in
the
world,
stage.
and
They
I don't know
have
that
been trying to
WWE
recruit.
would
Is
ever
Andy
give him the time of
Brown
day.
trying to recruit Fuego this whole
Then
time?
I didn't think they'd give Kevin
Look
Owens
at
the
this.
time of
We
day,
have a
and look how that
referee.
turned out.
We have Adnan Qureshi in the center of the ring. Are we going to have a tag team title match?
Well, shut up and let's find out.
The following
Wishing I
contest
had
is scheduled
2K19
for one
on
fall,
Steam.
and it is
I'm
for
sorry, man.
the
You can't do that?
United World
Is that not a
Tag
thing?
Team Championship.
Thomas Day can do his ankle was shattered. No, damn it, no.
Here are your winners and
It's hard to hear me.
United
Hold on.
World Tag Team Champions
volume all the way
Andy
up.
Brown and Adrian Quest.
Championship title right across that ankle,
That's all
pinned
the way
against the post, the stairs, and then Thomas Day was a non-factor ever since. Then the pile driver on the ramp. They dragged
know why it
the
would be hard
carcass
to
of
hear.
Taylor back in for the 1, 2, 3. Well, a position of power, I guess.
Is it hard to hear
Position of
me,
power,
or is it
speaking
hard
of
to
power,
hear
The paradigm has shifted, Kennelly. A new
the
era
match
has
highlights?
rushed in.
Athleticism there, a
The
Taylor
show is
on
too
display.
loud.
Scissor
Okay.
kick,
Well, that we can
taking
change.
down Andy Brown. Pulls the arm away from the rope.
All right, how's
only a
that? Is
count of
that a better
2.
mix?
Ryan Taylor, he just kicks right through
They
you. I've
usually
said
keep it
time
right
and
there
time
in the
again.
yellow.
An attempt the other way. Looking to catch him.
Ryan Taylor will punish you with his strikes. That's what he does. And look at this. Young Fuego doesn't even care. He goes right into the
I was
wolves,
actually afraid you
doing
wouldn't be
everything he
able to
can
hear
to
the
take
audio
Taylor
of
off
the
his game.
in-ring stuff at
Very
all.
uncharacteristic by Adrian Quest. Never came in illegal like that before.
It's that power lust.
You
What
can't
a
hear
drop
me at
kick,
all,
though,
or you're
on
having
the
a hard
money
time
by
hearing me
Thomas
over
Day. The Soul Burners are centered
in-ring.
now. Look out here. It's time maybe for a little sentons aplenty. Now the moonsault, beautifully done.
Like I said,
by
I'm
Thomas
experimenting with this. This is the
And
first
the
stream, and I
champs
knew there were
are
going to be some
rolling. But
technical
yeah, how
problems.
about
but,
that? Trying to sneak in
it'll
from the
get
outside,
better.
Adrian
That's
Quest.
all I
Again,
can
I just think
promise
it's
you.
that desire to have power, to have championship gold.
Well, speaking
Really
of power,
uncharacteristic actions.
this Burning Man, if they hit this might spell very bad news for Andy Brown. But keep in mind that Adrian Quest is just a few seconds away, and there
Look
he
out here,
is.
springboard by Quest.
All
Breaks
right, I'm
up the
dropping
play.
the levels on the show down significantly right now, so let me know if that makes an improvement of any kind.
The day for his team as the
That's an
champions
easy
were
fix if
looking
that's
for
all
that
it is.
Burning Man, to your point.
Because I've got the
Listen to
mic
this,
where
the
it's
crowd
always
doesn't
at.
even know what to make of it. They're
And
almost
if I
in
go any
shock
hotter
at
on
the
that, it's
actions
going
of
to get all
Adrian
kinds of
Quest right now.
distorted.
A
So
completely different attitude
again,
in
there's Andy
Adrian
Brown.
Quest.
Nice
Young
move right
Fuego
there with the
now
cutter.
sealing the deal, baby.
Adrian Quest,
shooting
not so
star.
nice with the
Brown goes for the cover.
inverted.
Are they gonna do it? Oh my goodness!
And there's the 2
eyelash
count.
of Becoming United. Tag
All
team
right, I think we may have figured it out, so I'll just start dropping the audio levels down a little bit moving forward. All right, so that was Championship Wrestling from Hollywood. And again, some of their stuff I really like, some of their stuff not so much. But I found enough value in it, even if I have to fast forward through a couple of these bad matches in the future, which I will. Hold that thought a moment. Never mind. Even if I have to fast forward through some of the matches, which I will, then there's still some nuggets to be had. And I'm basically showing you these highlights in order that I think they are valued in, so far as, which promotion I like the best. So at this point in time, we are moving ahead to a promotion that people have told me about here on the channel before, and I watched it maybe a year or so ago, and to me it was more WCW-ish, and not in a good way. And I just didn't care for it very much, but for some reason I've been watching it again lately, and I'm really glad I have, because for me, it's giving NWA a run for their money in which one is my #1 promotion right now to watch.
Between me and you. Fuck has a branding iron! Fire in the eye!
Straight edge means I am
As you can see here by the
Extreme Horsemen! Hold on the gold! Oh my God!
MLW episode produced by The Dynasty!
Vicious assault by Contra Sentai Death Squad 2 weeks ago here at MLW Fusion. Airwolf's young and promising career here at MLW has seemed to come to an end. What is it?
And he
Septimo Dragon is not alone. He is flanked by Conan, who is giving Richard Holiday a cold, hard stare.
What do you mean? That's why I can't hear Conan. I can't hear a word he's saying.
Septimo off the ropes again. Gino back in the ring. There's a leapfrog. Septimo, what the hell? Backflips, looking for that head scissor, able to find it. Nips up.
For being the Dynasty, I just hope you know that.
I am heartbroken, absolutely heartbroken.
Wow, look at that.
Septimo Dragon springboarding, first off the ropes, then over the ropes. Beautiful kick to Gino. Septimo lands on his feet, ducks the clothesline. What? Was that
Spanish
a
fly?
Spanish fly, two, and a kick out at two. 1, 2. Wait, that's a 3 count, Gino Medina.
That's a 3 count.
He
right
had his
there,
feet
Gino.
on the ropes for additional leverage. Referee didn't see it, and Conan is pissed.
Listen, that is how you do it on the Dynasty produced episode of MLW Fusion. Yeah, that's what you do. Yeah, big matches like that with big superstars like Gino. Yeah, let's do it. See you later, gentlemen.
Go with the mic by accident. Not bad. Check. There we go.
Unnecessary. Shades of what happened to Conan when he took off the mask. Gino Medina just took off the mask.
I grabbed the wrong slider. That was my bad. Now we should be good.
Is that a slapjack? I think it is.
There's Conan with the old slapjack. Haven't seen that in a few days.
Fending off Gino Medina and Richard Holiday.
Like I said, guys, this is just an experiment right here with this. I'm going to see how much we enjoy this. And if you want more of this on a weekly basis, which I'm kind of thinking of, I definitely have to simplify it a bit. But if you're looking for more of this, look at that botch right there. God, I could have hurt him badly. And I'm a real big fan of this Hammerstone. Alex Hammerstone is a guy you're going to be seeing at some point in time, probably in the WWE. He's got a great look. Reminds me facially of Shane Douglas. Now, they're doing a lot of spots right now where they whip the guy's mask off. That's been a move that they've done several times on one program. So they got to get away from that. That gets old. But Hammerstone in the face kind of reminds me of Shane Douglas quite a bit. But he's a bit more of a monster, and he can wrestle. He's got some really, really solid moves. He's got some power moves where he just hangs guys up in the air for a while, makes them think about the destruction that's about to come, and he delivers. He's one of the best talents that I've seen in the minor leagues, if you want to call it that. Really, look at this. Look at this. Bam. Even the referee caught them before he'd go outside just to make sure he's not dead. Look at this move right here. This is what I'm talking about. The spinal countdown. I mean, that should be his finisher, quite honestly. So, again, some of these clips are out of sequence, and I apologize for that. It'll get better. I was under the gun from a time perspective to get this out in time because next week, or as later today, we have new episodes of these different programs coming out. And I'm going to try and do it. My goal is Friday or Saturdays. I'll have to get a better idea of release dates on video and shows and programs that I can piece together some stuff. It won't be as drawn out as this is. Each of these programs got a lot of time here. It'll be a little bit more of quick hit highlight reel stuff. But even that takes time to piece together. So there we're looking at Dynasty. And again, anyone who doesn't get the fact that MJF is going to be a big deal just doesn't get it. Another tremendous move by that dude. And here we're looking at many highlights from different members of the Dynasty. So they've got a good group. They've got a really good group. A lot of potential here. Look at that move. My God. Savio Vega looking a little bit shaky there. And, of course, the Dynasty has all the gold, so. All right, here we go. The good, the bad, the ugly. Davey Boy Smith Jr. doesn't belong with a microphone. I'm sorry to say it. He just is terrible. Next to him, you've got Ross and Marshall Von Erich. They are the legitimate sons of, I believe, Kevin Von Erich. And it's nice to see some Von Erichs back in the ring doing it.
There's been a strong unity between the Harts and the Von Erichs. And guys, you know what? I'm so glad that you have my
Davey Boy's facial expressions don't work for me. His delivery, look at this, too much.
Open, my eyes glued on one filthy Tom Lawler. Because you see, Tom, I haven't forgotten about what you did to me in Orlando with that cheap eye poke to gain you the victory. Like the old saying goes,
Yeah, I just, it could be a me thing. I don't know.
For a tooth. And Tom, when I catch up with you, you're going to be missing a few, pal.
What's happening here? Are they lost? They very well may be. The members of the Dynasty, they know their music, right? They know they're supposed to.
All right, here we have the main event. It's a tag team title match. Von Erichs are your reigning tag team champions. Now, you just saw members of the Dynasty kind of come out and then disappear.
I can't believe this. We've been alerted that the Dynasty have actually set up a celebration room in the back. Like, they've tarped off the locker room. They've got champagne on ice. They've got women waiting for them. The media are being directed back there.
Yeah, we got Ross and Marshall coming down to the ring.
Clearly, with the numbers
and they're going to do their thing up here.
High-stakes title bout, they feel they're going home with the gold tonight.
Throw back to the sportatorium with the girls giving them the roses, but how obvious was it that that was set up? One thing I'll say about the MLW early impressions for me is they need to go someplace where there's better fans. The fans here just don't impress me at all. They're getting some good stuff. And every time the camera pans a crowd, is a bunch of people sitting on their asses. Look at these guys ringside with their arms crossed. Ain't nobody yelling at anybody. MJF's walking right past you. No one's pointing fingers in his face or telling him he sucks. They just, man, go to Chicago. Go to Chicago. Go to Philly. Go someplace where you're going to get a legitimate reaction. Like, there's crickets right now. I'm not saying that was the most high-risk maneuver we've ever seen, but any other promotion with a good fan base would have, given some sort of shout-out.
Oh, come on now. Spare us.
MJF and Holiday, the double elbow.
There's a cover. 1, 2, and
now, for all the matches we've seen up to this point from the prior 3 promotions and even early ones on this one that weren't so hot. Look at that. That is the way to make a save, man. It looked legit. He went flying over the top, drove the elbow in the back. Now, this ending, I don't know if I'm so thrilled about the ending here.
oh, please. There's the claw.
So you got the Von Erich claw hold on, which, yeah, that had to happen. But then they turn it into a 2-man move, and that's where you kind of lose me a little bit. I think just let the Von Erich claw do its thing and let the heritage reign. But all in all, good show. That was a good match. The Hammerstone match was a solid match. And that's why I feel like they are my number 2 company to watch right now. And it's close when I say number 2. Any given week, they could take the number 1. And the Von Erichs remain Major League Tag Team Champions. All right, that brings us
to
the number 1 show of the week for me. And that is, of course, the NWA Power.
From the bar at a total combined weight.
They have a working relationship going with Ring of Honor. Now, why don't I watch Ring of Honor if I like NWA Power? I don't like Ring of Honor.
I can't believe I heard Dave Marquez right.
That's not the way they run the show anymore.
700 pounds of
You got 4 big guys, and a lot of times people will tell you that. You don't want to put all the big guys in there.
Now, struck. PSCZ Bruiser just about managing to get in and
over
break
here
that
against
pin
the
up. I
Dawsons.
thought that was it.
burst into the post, takes out Dave Dawson.
I think that was Zane Dawson. Get Zane from the top rope, and you know nothing. Good can come from this.
What are they doing up there?
The ropes are about to break off.
Oh, no.
Good Lord.
Superplex from the second
Flex,
rope.
will we see it? Frog splash. They
Can you imagine a big splash off the top rope by a guy that size? That's got to be a hell of a view.
Wow. Says he can't be disqualified.
He's coming.
Shot to the back of the Beer City Bruiser from Zane Dawson.
Once again, some of these clips are out of sequence, and I do apologize for that.
Dave Dawson.
I'll tell you later.
Into the cover.
For a big man, Dave Dawson getting up there with a drop kick, and that's one of the things.
For me and the audience
These are big guys that do things that big guys didn't do back in the day. I mean, you didn't see Tugboat and
Eddie Kingston has had a long and
Earthquake
storied
and Typhoon
career,
doing
crossed
stuff
paths
like
with
that.
many people over the
They
years.
didn't leave the ground a whole lot.
I wasn't aware of their
Certainly didn't throw a
relationship
drop
prior to
kick.
last week.
Now, maybe they
Turns
could have,
out
and they weren't allowed to. That's a possibility.
Well, it looks like a good pickup on their part because the bouncers right now,
someone, but
they were handling business. Now he's kind of getting his business handled.
Can Matt Cross?
all right, moving ahead, we've got Ricky Starks defending his television championship against Matt Cross. I'm impressed with Matt Cross, and again, some of these are out of sequence.
champion, Ricky Starks.
Matt Cross has several matches with Conley, and they've been really good matches. I've been enjoying both of those guys work and watching them work their way up.
Absolute Ricky Starks. He likes to show off, and now the most important.
Drop the TV level again. I gotta remember that for future streams. Set all the audio clip levels down lower.
Ricky Starks gets that advantage after that seesaw matchup right there.
Now, I've been a Ricky Starks fan from day one, and if you go back to the NWA streams that I've done, then you'll know that. That said, I wasn't blown away by this performance, mostly for the booking purposes. Not necessarily that he did anything bad. I just feel like you don't make him look strong when he can't beat Matt Cross in his first title defense. I think you have to make him victorious in a couple of matches right out the gate, and then you can have some time limit draws. I'm not a big fan. Look at Matt Cross. Look at that. Nicely done. I'm not a big fan of the 6:04 time limit. I get why we're doing it. I understand the nostalgia behind it. And I do like the Lucky 7, where if you're a TV champion and you retain the title after 7 matches, you get a shot at the world champ. Speaking of the world champ, Nick Aldis coming into the ring. And here we get a look at one of my favorites, Sal Rinauro coming down.
Sal Rinauro wearing a girl power shirt.
You know, they said they're very good friends. It is purely platonic, apparently. Isaacs doesn't seem to agree.
And the Rock and Roll Express. Whoever said rock and roll will never die, they knew what they were talking about, because these two guys in their late 60s are still getting her done. Robert's getting a little tough to watch now. He struggles to get in and out of the ring a little bit more each time. Ricky's still doing pretty good. I mean, damn, for his age. Probably helps that they never had an off switch and didn't take like years off, and your body kind of stays used to it, I guess. But I'll say one thing, Robert still sells well.
Perhaps the best in the business.
I was happy to see them get another tag team title run. I thought it went a little longer than it should have. And here comes the tag. Ricky now the legal man in the ring. Of course, the champ doesn't realize that. Still pulls out a decent Hurricane Rana. Cheap shot to Royce. And Rinauro watching on from ringside, concerned.
Aldis electing to tag out, have Royce Isaacs go up against Ricky Morton.
This has completely broken down all 4 men in the ring.
For the backside. Could be enough here. Aldis breaks it up.
Near fall right there.
Referee lost complete control of this. Thumb to the eye of Robert Gibson.
And there are your winners.
Well, it's pretty obvious by now that everything.
All right, we're going to go to promo class right here and check out Marty Bell. I thought she did a great job.
Everything. Her title, her prestige, and even her best friend.
So while we're on this subject, I can't help but notice this. There seems to be some sort of, I don't want to say brainwash or anything, but it seems like she's got a control over you. You've lost your friend. You've lost the title picture. Melina.
You don't talk about Melina, okay? You don't mention Melina's name. Melina saw something in me. Melina saw somebody who was lost, who needed direction. I know that all you guys see me as someone who just looks cute all the time, posts all these cute pictures, but I am more than that. Yo soy una leona, okay? I am a Latina lion. And Melina saw that. When I was with Allison all of these years standing by her side, everything was her.
So I thought she did a really good job there of bringing the passion, bringing the history, and it just made it feel very real. And that's the thing NWA does better than anybody right now. The promo stuff is top-notch, loving 90% of it. All right, so the last thing we're going to do here on this stream today, and again, thank you guys for joining me, and I promise you it'll get smoother and a little bit sharper as we progress. If we progress. Again, if you guys want to see more of this, you got to let me know. So put your comments down below. Click the like button. That's the easiest way to get the message across. And if we get enough views and get enough likes, then I'll keep doing this. This, I got to be honest with you, is very time-consuming, but I'm enjoying it. It does take away my ability to do some of the live streaming gameplay that I do, so we have to decide, do we want to give up maybe a little bit of that to do some of this? I'll do what you guys think is best for the channel. In the meantime, the last feature here is going to be the Spotlight, and that is going to be the highlight of the entire week. And for me, it was a moment. There was a moment on NWA where one performer in particular turned the page on his career. His stock went through the roof, and when it's done, watch the live crowd. This is what I'm talking about.
Quite the celebration.
So big dog. Fantastic. Good bit for me.
Hey, Cowboy. I'm going to need a drink for this.
That's some good sauce.
Cowboy over here is a little lost in the sauce right now, but Joe Galley, can you do me a favor?
I can try.
No, Joe Galley, you don't understand. Can you do me a favor?
Yes, sir.
You don't understand. Can you do me a favor, Joe Galley?
Yes, I can.
Do you hear what they're saying? Joe Galley, can you do me a favor?
I play Joe Galley.
Joe Galley, can you do me a favor?
This was absolutely brilliant.
Joe Galley, can you do me a favor?
Yeah.
Joe Galley, there are two guys standing next to you right now. There's one jagaloon dressed in his pajamas. There's another yahoo who just went shopping at the bondage rack at Hustler. And these two are out here talking about tag team gold. Am I correct?
They certainly are.
Okay. Here's what I need you to do for me, Joe. Can you do me that favor?
Yeah.
Can you do that favor for?
Yeah.
What I need you to do is I need you to pass them a message. I need you to welcome them
to the James Storm, to the Eli Drake Deli. Tell them to take a number. Matter of fact, I got one here for you. Give them this number. Tell them to take it. Tell them eventually we'll get to them. When it's their time, it's their ass. We're going to punch that ticket. Yeah. Pass it along.
Now
You
that
see?
was amazing stuff. And watch this crowd as he leaves.
Aside from that man's obvious obsession with livestock, and now, ladies and gentlemen, back to reality.
That's what I'm talking about right there. Eli Drake takes big steps forward. He took that moment, which was not, in my opinion, scripted at all, because you know these guys don't work off a script. And Joe Galley, God bless him, was not picking up the hint that he was throwing down on how that was supposed to go. James Storm steps in seamlessly and makes it one of those Rock-esque moments. I truly could have closed my eyes and felt that Dwayne Johnson was delivering that entire moment. And honest to God, that, for me, was the memory of the week. That, not a match, that moment I thought was absolutely off the charts perfect. All right, guys. Again, if you like this stuff and want to see more of it, click the like button down below if you haven't already. If you're not a subscriber, go ahead and subscribe. And next time around, let's try and get some other folks out here commenting in live time, kind of a live wire thing. All you've got to do is add me on PlayStation Network. I may end up switching over to some other platform for the open mic if I feel that it's going to pay off. But for now, I want to just get it up and running a little bit and try it out that way. So PlayStation Network, old school WWF, and then just send me a message while we're streaming and say, hey, man, I want to join the conversation, and I will add you to a private party chat, and we'll get you on the air. All right. In the meantime, thank you all so much for those of you that stopped by and said hello and checked this thing out. Hope you enjoyed it. I had fun with it, and I will look forward to seeing you guys again real soon from Ringside. Until then, be good. Stay out of trouble, and we will see you once again here on the Nation Network.